In a quiet corner of Buffalo, New York, lived Henry Torne, an unremarkable man working an unremarkable job as a toll booth collector. He was soft-spoken, routine-driven, and barely noticed by the world around him. He wasn't a man of ambition or crime. He was simply trying to survive one day to the next, until the day everything changed. It began with a favor, small, seemingly harmless. His childhood friend, Eddie, asked Henry to borrow his car for a quick errand. Eddie had been struggling, caught in a downward spiral of bad decisions and worse people. Henry hesitated but trusted him. What Henry didn't know was that Eddie and his associates were planning a bank robbery, and Henry's car would be their getaway vehicle. The robbery was clumsy, panicked, and ultimately failed. Witnesses caught a glimpse of the car. Police tracked the license plate. Within hours, Henry was arrested at work in full disbelief. Despite his insistence that he had nothing to do with the robbery, the evidence, the car, his proximity to Eddie, and lack of alibi stacked against him. During the trial, Henry remained hopeful. He believed justice would prevail, but justice did not. With a public defender who seemed more interested in clearing the docket than defending his case, Henry was convicted of aiding and abetting armed robbery. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Prison changed Henry. At first, he was lost, withdrawn, silent, emotionally numb. But over time, he adapted. He met an older inmate named Max, a former career criminal with decades behind bars and stories that could rival fiction. Max saw something in Henry, not weakness, but resolve. The two became unlikely friends. Max taught Henry things: how systems worked, how people in power thought, how to read blueprints, how to spot patterns, and, most dangerously, how to plan the perfect crime. They spent hours talking in the prison library. Henry, once a passive soul, began absorbing every detail. He read books on law, surveillance, criminal psychology, even tunneling. He learned about the bank, the same one he'd been falsely accused of robbing, and how an old theater next to it once connected through a sealed-off utility tunnel. When Henry was released early on good behavior, he emerged not just free, but transformed. He got a job at the same bank, ironically, as a janitor. No one recognized him. His criminal record wasn't flagged. He worked quietly, cleaning offices, studying patterns, internalizing every corner of the bank's infrastructure. At night, he returned to the boarded-up theater. He broke in, piece by piece. Inside, he found the tunnel Max had mentioned, abandoned, dusty, but intact. It ran beneath the street, directly under the bank. Over the next several months, Henry orchestrated what would become one of the most meticulous crimes in American history. He recruited two people he trusted: Max, now on parole, and a quiet, tech-savvy loner he met through a construction temp job. They plotted every step, practiced digging in silence, bought equipment under fake names, and kept communication airtight. Henry used his bank access to disable one internal alarm temporarily, just long enough. He replaced a motion sensor with a dummy. No one noticed. Then came the night. Dressed in black, they entered the tunnel. Hours of crawling through darkness, muffled drilling, and patience paid off. They emerged inside the vault chamber. Using insider knowledge and patience, they cracked the code on the deposit boxes. They didn't take everything, just enough. Cash, bonds, rare jewelry. Estimated haul, $1.2 million. By morning, the vault was found undisturbed on the surface. But inside, the boxes were emptied, and there was no trace of entry. No alarms, no broken doors, no clues. The perfect crime. Henry vanished the next day. Police searched his apartment, found nothing unusual. His work locker was empty, as if he never existed. His name sparked no flags at airports. His car was abandoned at a train station. It was like he evaporated. The FBI got involved. Surveillance footage showed nothing. The theater had been empty for years, and no one suspected the tunnel. For months, investigators chased theories. An inside job, a paramilitary team, even an elaborate insurance fraud. But Henry's name wasn't even on their radar. To this day, no one knows where he went. Some say he fled to Eastern Europe under a new identity. Others believe he lives a modest life somewhere in the American Midwest, having buried most of the money. A few suspect he may have died shortly after, and the money remains hidden in a vault no one has found. But the irony is clear. Henry Torne was punished for a crime he didn't commit. And when he was finally free, he committed that very crime flawlessly. It raises a haunting question. Was it revenge, a twisted sense of justice, or did the system itself create the criminal it once condemned? This is the story of Henry, the innocent man who became the perfect thief. His case has become a legend in some circles, a ghost tale in law enforcement training. But unlike most ghost stories, this one might still be out there, walking free, hiding in plain sight. What do you believe happened to Henry Torne?